Hello everybody, welcome to Bitcoin Daily, 9 a.m. to European time on the dollar. We do the show every day, Monday to Friday, because we gotta know what's happening with Bitcoin, altcoins and everything else. What's happening with US dollar, because right now Kenyan president says that it's gonna go down. So, there's that. Hope everybody's having a nice week. It is very, sunny but very cold here in Norway. That said, I don't see much wrong with the charts. I'm actually quite bullish. I'm no longer fearfully bullish. I'm just, regularly bullish. And I'm gonna make a prediction in this video. And if I get that, I get bragging rights for the rest of my life. Sounds good? Sounds good. How's everybody doing in the chat, guys? Also, I haven't actually looked at the DXY and the stock market lately. I actually haven't been looking at the charts on the stock market and DXY entire weekend. So we will be looking at the DXY and stock market during this video. But like I said, I haven't been looking at those charts. So, there will be, live analysis on the chart. So, I need to see what's happening there. XRP Legend, good morning, how you doing? Great XRP video you did. Yeah, XRP is looking actually quite nice so far. So we're gonna see how, whether this consolidation plays out towards the upside eventually. First in the chat, first like, nice. XRP Legend always backing me up. With the tweets as well, man. You are liking my tweets, I like that. And retweeting my tweets, that's good. Morning all, I'm watching from distance, visiting my kids in beautiful South Africa. Henus, South Africa, nice. Abby, morning TLM, morning Abby, how you doing? Watching from Ireland. Ireland is in the chat as well. Abby and XRP Legend are both in Ireland. Hi TM, what's up? Mladen is in the chat. What's up, Mladen? How you doing, man? Hey, I hope everybody is well. The green is goblin. What's up, TLM? We gotta know. Round the earth. Bitcoin Pampu. I see Bitcoin at 33k by tomorrow and 40k by end of the month. I see Bitcoin at 16 June. That's very fast, but if dollar hyperinflates, I don't know how many days we have left, 70, 80 days or something like that, 78, 80 days left or something like that, by the prediction of that guy, Bojan or something like that, he said, dollar is gonna hyperinflate within, 3 months. So we still got something like 80 days left on that one, I think. Oh, you're a Russian living in Norway. Wow, that's cool. You probably used cold. No, I'm not Russian. I'm Slavic from Balkans. Yeah, see Slavic pronunciation. Bosnia. Hi TLA, how you doing, man? Good. Pure Gaming, what's up? Way. Yeah, TM is way. Yeah, I forget. I keep forgetting. I keep checking you every now and then. Glad to see you still going strong. Pure Gaming 3D. Yeah. So I got nothing better to do with my life. This is my life right now. The charts. Another TA guy said it. Endor says, another TA guy said that this is a diamond bearish pattern on Bitcoin, which usually breaks down thoughts. Yes, we're gonna talk about the diamond pattern because Mladen did also post me the diamond pattern. I'm actually looking at diamond pattern, but I'm gonna tell you, what I think about these diamond patterns. One of these days I'll get account sorted out. Yeah, one of these days. Let me just find I'm gonna do this in here on the side because it is in private chat. So Mladen did post me the diamond pattern up here. Let me just copy this up here very nicely. There we go. We gotta copy it up here. So we're gonna talk about this diamond pattern up here in a second. As you can see, there's a diamond pattern. These are oftentimes, as people say, reversal patterns. I'm going to tell you why these are reversal patterns, but it does not have to be that way. Also, if you look on the weekly time frame up here, you'll see that we got a big bad doji up here at the top. And I'm going to make a prediction in this video that is going to, blow you out of the mind. And, I will be having bragging rights for the rest of my life after this one. Also, when Lambo. It's not pretty, but ascending triangle for sure. I'm no longer sick. I'm still technically sick, but I'm no longer that sick as I used to be. I reached the peak sickness in 2 days ago, I think. So I was actually thinking, what kind of sickness did I have? And I think I had a bump and run, flu. And the way this was going is that the flu was slowly, creeping towards upside. It was slowly creeping towards upside. And, something like 2 days ago, it just kind of exploded towards upside. I was getting a headache, I was feeling like terrible. And the next day, the very next day, right back down below the support. So my flu went below the support, and right now today, after that, I think right now, yeah, I'm below the support, you know, when it comes to flu. So, you know, the flu is technically, you know, it had a blow off top, and right now I don't have any kind of, you know, flu anymore. You know, I still got a little bit, you know, stuff in my chest, you know, like what's called like slime or something like that, you know, and I'm coughing a little bit, but you know, I'm good, guys. I'm good. You can see me, you know, I'm feeling good. I'm good, you know, that's everything. But you know, the flu is already on the way down, so only thing we can right now predict it, you know, it's gonna go down. You know, there is no recovering over from this up here. There is no recovering. You know, we had a blow off top on the flu. The flu is done. And right now, you know, we can continue with our lives. We can continue with our lives, guys. Anything in life, doesn't matter what kind of you know statistic you look at. If there is some kind of, you know, movement on that statistic, you can draw the lines. You know, you can look at my you know chess rating over the next you know 3 years, and you can definitely draw the lines and see the breakouts and, you know, pumps and dumps and stuff like that. So that's it. So my flu is actually gone. Now let's start talking about the weekly candle up here. We can make the prediction right now. Over here, what you're gonna see is that we got the doji top up here at the top after a big green candle up here towards upside. Now, of course, everybody's gonna say that this is the topping out pattern. The doji at the top is topping out pattern. This is gonna go towards downside. I'm gonna say no. It's not gonna go towards the downside. It might consolidate, but it's this over here will eventually go towards the upside. This is not a topping out pattern. Now, why do I say that? And I say that because I am gonna make a bold statement right now. I know technical analysis better than 99% of people out there. Okay? Now, it's a bold statement, it's a big statement, but after this statement, for the rest of my life, you know, I get bragging rights that I'm better than 99% of the other people out there. So why am I saying that this doji pattern up here does not matter? Now, if you read any kind of technical analysis, you know, books and stuff like that, look it up on the internet. Everybody will say the doji at the top, any kind of top, is a reversal pattern and needs to be taken carefully. And I do agree with that. Doji patterns are reversal patterns. Both the bottom and the top, they mark indecision in the market. Oftentimes do tend to be reversal patterns. What I'm gonna say, it's not always the case, and that's what a lot of people don't understand when they're analyzing the charts, that just because you have something does not mean that's gonna happen. Any kind of pattern can break towards upside and downside. Any kind of pattern that goes towards any kind of pattern that goes towards upside has a bigger chance to fall down, but it can still break towards upside and continue towards upside. Often these things happen in a very strongly bullish markets. Now, why do I say that this up here is going to continue towards upside even though we have the doji up here at the top? And that's because in any kind of strongly bullish markets, and I'm going to show you right now, bullish markets tend to have these dojis at the top where they just continue going towards upside. Over here, for example, what had happened up here? It was actually beautiful dojis, but you had a couple of dojis up here. You had a big move towards upside. I mean, this was explosive move towards upside. Just after we start bull market, we got some kind of doji. People think, this is gonna go towards downside. This is, you know, blow off top up here. I mean, it's going too fast. No, it just consolidates a little bit up. You got a secondary, you know, doji up here at the top, and it just continues towards upside. In bullish markets, these dojis do not represent. They do not represent reversals in the market. They do represent indecision, consolidation, but they do not represent reversals. And you can see this in any kind of strongly bullish market. So we are not watching for these dojis at the top in any kind of bearish markets, for they do tend to play towards the downside. What we do look for is let me go to another chart where we have more data up here. We look for these dojis in the bullish markets up here. So over here, if you remember up here after previous bear market down here, we also had a doji up here, and it still continue going towards upside. It's still dojis do not indicate reversals all the time. They indicate that there might be reversal, and in some kind of bearish markets, sideways market, they might actually be very good indications of that. But in strongly bullish markets, they do indicate some kind of indecision where the market continues rallying towards the upside. This happens all the time. All the time. Over here, you had a big pump towards upside up here. You had a doji and you continued pumping. You pull back a little bit, there is a doji up here, and this doji up here should, you know, if you're a strongly bearish, continue towards downside. It doesn't, it goes up and continues towards upside. But doji up here continued towards upside up here. And I don't know, I haven't been going back more than this, but you know, I've just tried to find a couple of examples that shows that just because you have a doji at the top up here, just because you have a doji at the top up here, do not let other people tell you that this means reversal. It does not mean reversal. It means that we have nothing, you know, it means that there is indecision market, there is consolidation, and price might actually do whatever the price might do. Now, I am not very, very bearish. That means that I do tend to believe right now that this over here might even consolidate for a long period of time, but I do tend to believe that this move up here will continue long towards upside. So I haven't seen any kind of breakdown, a big breakdown on the charts yet. We haven't broken literally nothing yet of importance. We are still breaking these small support levels. We might even dump down a little bit towards the downside over here. There might be another week over here or something like that. Let's go up here. As you can see right now, we are pulling right now towards the downside a little bit. Might be a little more, even a little more, but I think eventually before the week is done up here, this is gonna, you know, continue towards the upside. If this does continue towards the upside, guys, I get my bragging rights. Do we agree on that? If, you know, this thing continues towards the upside, I get bragging rights that I'm better than 99% of technical analysis out there. So I'm gonna take that chance. That said, let's go a little bit, you know, tighter into the charts up here. This on KuCoin chart. Let's look at that a little bit up here. What's happening over here? We have actually green. Yeah, over here there's a red doji. Over here there's a green doji. You know, but you know, it's on the dollar. It's almost on the dollar closed up there. So you know, some exchanges are in green, some exchanges are in red, but that doesn't matter that much. That said, we're gonna zoom in a little bit up here on the daily time frame. What you're gonna see on the daily time frame that we don't have even the fall down below the 10 moving average. I do believe that we could go down a little bit down more over here, hit this 20 moving average, consolidate, and then continue towards upside over here, but it's still holding this 10 moving average. Not only that, we got a bullish engulfing candle over here. It created divergence. We pulled back down, but without any kind of bearish divergences. So I tend to see more bullishness in the chart than bearishness in the charts. So even with this move towards downside a little bit over here, it's not actually downside. Even with this move, you know, pullback over here, we're still holding the 10 moving average. But this looks like right now it's hugging this 10 moving average. Could there be a small move towards downside? It just might be that. But I do see this move towards upside as well, because I've been looking at some kind of altcoins, and altcoins are pushing down pretty hard, guys. Altcoins are pushing down pretty hard, and a lot of altcoins, I would say, they are looking very nice and juicy for a, you know, long pump. So this can technically break towards both ways. This can technically break towards both ways over here. You know, it can pull down a little bit. I'm still looking at this 20 moving average up here. It's gonna be coming towards us up here. I'm still looking at this 20 moving average to hold support, and then, you know, maybe pump us towards upside. But this can just, you know, do this up here and just continue towards upside as well. I think I tend to believe this is more like some kind of channel over here going on. Give or take over here might be a little bit different. Maybe this channel should, you know, maybe should use something like this. I tend to believe this is you know, more of a channel than of a any other kind of pattern up here. I think it's just consolidating up here in this part up here. Can it pull down out of the channel and then back inside again? Of course it can. We have a channel over here where it pulled down and then right back inside the channel over here. So, you know, are we gonna pull down and then right back up there again? Are we gonna just consolidate and then go out of the channel? It's a little bit difficult to say, you know, short term what's gonna happen next, but you know, the important thing, you know, we're not gonna dump down to 20, you know, sorry, 10K today. It's not gonna be, today is not gonna day. Nothing is broken, literally nothing is broken. The 10 moving average on the daily is not broken. On the weekly time frame, we just got a doji and we're just pulling a little bit towards downside. Nothing is broken. If you want to have a big dumps, you gotta have something that's broken. You gotta have something that does some kind of retest. You gotta have some kind of fear. You gotta have something. There is literally nothing on the chart that tells me right now that we are in any kind of danger or anything like that. So I am tempted to be more bullish than bearish. Even here on the 4-hour, we are still holding above these above these moving averages over here. You'll see up here we went down to the 50 moving average. We climbed back up here. We fell through that. Right now a little bit above that. This can still go back below the moving averages and then, you know, fall out of the channel. So I'm looking for this move up here, that like a probability that this can actually happen. But even if it moves back, I would be considering that a dip, you know, a dip that should be long towards upside. That said, of course, this can also just consolidate up here above the moving averages and go all the way towards the stop. We're gonna see how this actually plays out. A little bit difficult to say what's gonna happen next, but like we just showed, And like somebody noticed in the chat, there is this diamond pattern on the chart that people are right now talking about. Now, just like you saw, there is a doji on the weekly time frame on the top, and these dojis do tend to indicate reversal. And I'm saying that's not going to happen right now. Over here, we have some kind of a diamond pattern. So we're going to draw this diamond pattern on our chart so we can see it actually better. Up here, let's draw it up here. Milana pulled this line up here somewhere, and then there was a secondary line. These lines do not, matter that much. Something like this up here. I think this one should go something like this up here, a little bit higher. There we go. We got a nice diamond pattern up here at the top. These are often reversal patterns. Now, why are these often reversal patterns? Because the price oftentimes goes in some kind of channel, some kind of pattern towards upside. It does this big, bearish move towards downside, where it tries to get back up again, then fails that, goes into consolidation up here, and then goes towards upside. So these, at least the way I see, diamond patterns, there will be some kind of move towards upside. So the diamond patterns are created by some kind of move towards upside, over here, some kind of move towards upside, where the price drops significantly out of that pattern and tries to get right back to that to those levels again towards upside. And there might be some kind of, like over here, there was actually a resistance up here all the way up to the top. I'm going to show you, and then fails to do that, then continues consolidation up here. Now these 2 points up here created this diamond pattern, and these are often reason why these diamond patterns are reversal patterns is because of this bearish move towards downside, is because the break of the trend, and right now consolidation up here in the second part of the pattern. So that's what we're having on the chart right now. This over here is diamond pattern. It went into some kind of channel over here towards upside. Actually, the line, if you want to see actually where the line was actually going, it was going something like this up here. It was actually going in some kind of rising wedge up here, give or take. Over here, so we're going in some kind of rising wedge. We had a big bearish move towards downside. We tried to get inside that wedge. We failed that. Right now we're going into some kind of consolidation pattern. This pattern up here tend to create this diamond pattern up here, which I would say it's a complex pattern, but it's more like it's made out of several other patterns, and right now this should tend to be a bearish pattern. But just like I said in the start, any kind of pattern can break to both sides. You gotta see whether you're a bullish or you're bearish in the market. Do you have a bullish trend or a bearish trend? In bullish trends, these tend to break towards upside and continue the bullish trend. In some kind of bearish or sideways market, this is more likely. I would not say right now this is more likely to happen, even though this is a bearish pattern up here at the top. And in the same way, if we had been going some kind of a down over here and created this diamond pattern, this would be a reversal pattern towards upside. But right now we have been going towards upside, and we created a diamond pattern, and this is more like a reversal towards downside. So over here, dump down over here is likely, just like we show on the chart, because of the channel, because right now we are hugging a little bit moving averages. Some kind of move towards downside might happen, but I do not consider this anything that's right now bad, because we are, again, it is very important to understand in tech analysis, major support levels needs to be broken for something bad to happen. And as long as these major support levels do not get broken, doesn't matter what happens on the chart. So everything up here right now, everything up here right now, or even below us right now, is just, what are you gonna say? It's just consolidation. It's just consolidation. Not only that, right now we do have this bottom or top. We do have these stops up here, so we can maybe create some kind of channel up here at the top, something like this over here. So yeah, maybe we are gonna go into some kind of channeling over here, where you do something like this over here and then break towards upside. That could definitely be the case, because this line up here created a very nice trend line over here. So that might be the case, that right now we are going into some kind of consolidation pattern up here. Let me just pull this a little bit towards downside over here. Maybe it's something like this as well, this midline up here, but it might be a channel towards the downside over here. This looks like it might drop down. I think in the very short term, I think that this might actually drop a little bit more towards downside. It doesn't have to do that. We have these strong support levels right below us, this 10, 20, 50 moving average. So if you can manage to hold above that, we can just also go towards the upside. But I really don't don't care what's gonna happen over here, because I am still technically more on the bullish side than on the bearish side. Although I do tend to believe that, you know, a slow move, a move down here could actually happen before a bigger move towards the upside. But the more important thing is the weekly time frame, of course, and this doji up here at the top. I do not consider that a very bearish pattern up here, and you know, I do tend to believe after this week, or you know, it doesn't have to do it, you know, this week over here, but it will go towards upside. This doji up here will not stand as the topping out pattern on this move, I think. At least that's my, you know, that's the way I see it right now. And I still don't see anything you know, wrong with the long-term charts. We just had a close on the weekly time frame above like literally everything. Over here it could pull back down a little bit, but you know, there is literally nothing wrong with the, you know, weekly chart. And anybody saying, right, you know, still that we are in some kind of bear market, you know, it just, you know, lying to themselves. We broke double trends up here. It doesn't matter how you draw this trend over here, it is broken. You can pull it up here, it's still broken. You know, there's a whole bunch of trends that have been broken. Even this sideways trend over here right now is broken. So we had technically we had 3 trends that got broken. This is the first trend over here that got broken. This fast move, this capitulation move down here got broken over here. That's the first indication of the trend breaking. This is the second move up here. That's sorry, let me do another line. This over here is the second move. This over here was the second move that got broken towards the upside, and then we had this consolidation up here, and right now we have this third move right now that's being broken towards upside. So you can see right now it is very hard to believe that, you know, this curvature up here that's breaking up here to support right now, it's not you know, getting out of the bear market pattern. Now bear market ended up here, the move towards upside. The way you see, we came into some kind of consolidation phase up here. Over here technically the bear market ended, the way I see it, because this downtrend over here are broken, but we are still saying that bear market, you know, accumulation phase started over here. But the bear market ended up here because this trend of this big downtrend over here got broke. So right now we're just consolidating, and as long as we can keep above right now, this is the major line right now on the weekly time frame up here. Where is it? This is the major level, 25k level. As long as you hold above 25k level on the weekly time frame, you close above that, you stay above that. We already closed above 25k level. You know, we are good, guys. Those are the major levels right now. It's no longer about, you know, 23k, 22k, 20k, anything like that. Those are not the major support levels. The 25k is right now the major support level. You go below that, you know, you're done. You're done. But we are definitely 100% done with this move towards downside. The bear market over here, the accumulation phase is pretty much over here right now. We are moving towards upside right now. The curvature is breaking, you know, 1, 2, 3 support levels over here, and it is moving. We even have the move back down here with the we even have this, you know, spring towards downside where it just pulled us way above up here. Shows very strong bullishness towards upside. Literally no reason to believe that for whatever reason we are gonna have any kind of move down towards the lower sides. Now I'm not euphorically bullish. We are not at 40-50k yet, but I'm no longer fearfully bullish. I am actually really relaxed, and I'm definitely looking at, you know, some kind of altcoins to long right now or whatnot. That said, let's look at this is the big talk of the day. I think I seen Watcher Guru post this. President of Kenya tells citizens to get rid of the US dollars. Let's see what he has to say. It's only 20 seconds long.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
The very last part
is going to be different in a couple of weeks. Couple of weeks,
guys, couple of weeks. This market is gonna get rid of US dollars. This market is gonna be different in a couple of weeks. What did we say about the date, guys? What did we say about the date? 20th of April is big date. Whether that's gonna be the dump date or not, we don't know yet. But, you know, in a couple of weeks, that corresponds very nicely with the 20th of April. That's all I want to say about that. You know, I don't want to say much, but, you know, I want to say about, you know, the 20th of April corresponds very nicely with a couple of weeks date, you know. Yeah, we won't go into discussing, you know, what does he actually mean by that. You know, that maybe he just, you know, says that because, you know, his government needs more dollars or something like that. You know, they want to sell something like that. I don't know. It really doesn't matter. But the only thing that matters to me is that in a couple of weeks is the 20th of April. So in 20th of April, maybe we just get, you know, hyperinflation in the US dollar, and Bitcoin, you know, in a couple of weeks up here, you know, just does this move up here towards upside. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. You know, that's the deal. That's the deal. Okay, let's look at a little bit of other things up here right now. So right now you understand that, you know, Bitcoin is doing fine. There is no problem with Bitcoin whatsoever right now. It might pull back a little bit down, you know, a market might get, you know, a little bit frayed, but I think still that, you know, right now in some kind of bullish markets up here, guys, dips are for buying, dips are buying. In bearish markets, dips are not for buying, dips are not for buying. They are for trading, of course, but the dips are not for, you know, the dollar cost averaging or anything like that. Down here, the dollar cost averaging side, up here right now in the move towards upside, the dips are for buying, guys. The dips are for buying. The dips are for buying towards upside. The way I see it, of course, if you buy the dip and then it starts dipping more, maybe something is wrong, so maybe you should get out of the market. Of course, not financial advice and everything. That said, let's look a little bit about on these other things that we have not been looking at, and I have actually been looking at. So over here we have the these are big long-term lines. For whatever reason, I had this drawn up. You can remove this one up here. This is the DXY still pulling towards downside over here. There is no divergence or anything. This is on the weekly time frame. This is on the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, you are getting the cross up here on the MACD towards downside. There is nothing that indicates right now any kind of bullishness in the DXY. This DXY still looks like it's gonna go towards downside up here. There's this 10 moving average. We fell through 10 moving average. We tested it once. We tried to get above 10 moving average second time. Right now we're pulling back. This can continue for a while until it actually goes down. But technically this can also continue just, you know, immediately going towards the 20 moving average towards downside. I right now believe that the DXY has more probability to break towards downside than towards upside up here above the 10 moving average. But it is still, you know, inside between the 10 and 20 moving average up here. So it's still consolidating up here. So which side is going to break towards upside or downside is a little bit hard to say, but I would tend to believe that this move up here, this fast move, and this failure to get right back up here again is sign of bearishness, and it might actually pull more towards downside. If you look at it a little bit on the small time frames, technically not small time frames, but you know, weekly time frames up here, you'll see that we went to the 50 moving average up here. The 50 is curving towards upside. We pulled back below these moving averages up here. Right now we got a 10 and 20, so we might consolidate up here before we go down. So what's going to happen exactly up here in these next couple of weeks depends. But if Bitcoin consolidates for the next couple of weeks, this might consolidate for the next couple of weeks and then dump down, and then Bitcoin, you know, shoots towards upside. Maybe, hopefully this doesn't do one of these moves up here, because that would be very bad for Bitcoin, as people claim. But right now, just looking at this, this looks like, to me, it is you know, a bearish move, So this consolidating over here, so it might take a little bit more while. Let's look at the stock market up here a little bit. The S&P 500 on the weekly time frame closed above certain moving averages, failed to get above all of the moving averages, so it's still in this, you know, sideways, you know, downtrending channel over here. I would assume this is some kind of downtrending channel over here, or something like that over here. So we got this big expanding musical instrument that was actually technically a bigger channel maybe, and right now we bounced off the support. We're trying to get above this moving average, but we are not quite above that yet. Let me look at this on the weekly monthly time frame. So we managed to get above this 10 moving average up here, and we are holding that, but we are getting rejected by this 20 moving average. Still a little bit undecisive when it comes to the stock market. Hopefully this actually plays in our favor. Let's look at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones is still holding this support level on the downside. We bounced a little bit, but we are still below the 50 moving average. 1020 still on this support level up here. So it is a little bit hard to say what's going to happen with the stock market, because stock market is a little bit, you know, it is let's just say it is just staying on the support levels. And the only thing that looks actually very good is the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq as well has this, you know, this expanding musical instrument up here. Let's just draw random lines. And right now you can see up here it went into these moving averages up here, consolidated, and creating right now higher high up here. I don't think this higher high on the weekly time frames comes with any kind of divergence. There is no divergence up here on the chart. The MACD is crossing the zero line, so the Nasdaq actually looks very much bullish. Not only did it break this downtrend over here, it is also created this, you know, pivot point over here, and is breaking that as well towards upside. The only thing is not breaking this one up here, so it might be some kind of channel up here going towards upside, something like this over here towards upside right now. So it needs to do another move outside of this channel to become bullish, but it can tend to, you know, go in this channel for a while. So it doesn't look bearish. It doesn't look bearish. So SP 500, Dow Jones sitting on the support levels. Whether they break these major support levels towards downside depends. Whether they break these major support lines towards downside depends, but the Nasdaq does look a little bit more bullish than other things. Besides that, guys, I don't have anything left to, you know, talk about. Bitcoin looks fine. There's no problem with that. Tips are for buying. We are strongly bullish. We are not strongly bullish. We are just bullish. But you know, when it comes to 30k, yeah, there is also this one thing. Everybody is looking at 32k on Bitcoin, and I gotta say a quick word about that. So a lot of people are looking at you know, what is 30 to 32k. These are just random, you know, there are definitely reasons why they are looking for this area up here. So they are looking for this one last pump to up here to start shorting up here around 30 to 32k. Everybody wants to short 30 to 32k. Oftentimes, when you get if you're gonna go down, oftentimes you don't go all the way up to 30 to the level that you want to short. You come very close and you turn around because you don't want to let everybody, you know, get in the shorts. You want, when you go down, you want these that fail to short, you want them to FOMO in, right? So oftentimes the price will come very close to certain levels that everybody's looking at, but won't go into those levels. Now, what I'm gonna say here, if you go into these levels up here, we're gonna definitely 100% break out of these levels towards upside. Well, not 100%, but what I do believe is that because there will be a lot of people shorting up here, there will be a lot of liquidity just above us that we can just get, you know, quickly get up and, you know, pick up that liquidity, and because of the shorts, right? So a lot of people will be shorting 30 to 32 level. They will be saying that is a top, some kind of top up here. And the way I see it, all the bears that did not buy the dip down here, the Max Spain, this is the Max Spain, Max Spain, that means that bears that did not buy and they are still betting that this is gonna pull back, this is gonna pull back, this is gonna pull back, this is gonna pull back. They're still betting, they are betting that this is the last level that Bitcoin is gonna pull back. So they still haven't bought in, they're still waiting, they still believe that 32k will pull back. It will be the pullback. You know, that's the place where they're gonna pull back, and then they're gonna be, you know, be able to buy and go towards upside. But I'm saying the big max Spain for the bears is above 32k. So you go above 32k, there will be no bears left that are not gonna FOMO in. And the way I see this max Spain up here comes above 32k. So you go above 32k. And they have no other choice but to FOMO in, because if it doesn't pull back at 32k, that's the max Spain. That means that they can no longer hold out. They got nothing else. They cannot keep on talking about 35, 40k levels, 45. You cannot be talking about those levels. So I think in the max Spain area for the bears, somewhere up there, there will be some kind of top. Some kind of pivot point eventually. So if we do get up to 32k, I believe strongly that this might actually break that 30 to 32k and continue towards upside, just to mess up with the bears and give them the max Spain. We correct down when the bears go long. Yeah, pretty much. When the bears go long, when all these people that did not buy, when they are still holding strong, you know, short and strong, you know who I'm talking about. When these guys start FOMOing and when they hit the max Spain, we yeah, might be 36, might be 46, I don't know, but I believe that max Spain level is somewhere above 32k, because above 32k so many things are invalidated. I mean, they are already invalidated. So many bearish things are already invalidated, and the price looks so strong. But they still believe that this is the last level, you know, 32k, this is the last level where it needs to reverse, right? So if you go above that level, they literally have nothing left to say, you know, they have nothing left to say than, you know, than to FOMO in. So I believe that, you know, there is gonna come, you know, mass FOMO above 32k. And once that happens, we are at some kind of top. At least the way I see it. I still believe that a lot of people sorry about that. I'm not drinking coffee. It's a hot water with some sugar and lime. So I strongly believe that, you know, above 32k, there's max pain. There will become some kind of pivot point. We will reverse. Anybody said anything in the chat that I missed? Tila, you sound like a Borat, bro. We can change the channel name to Crypto Borat and watch you blow up. I should get that spandex thing that he is going on. Can you do TF of Phantom? Not right now, you know. Altcoins, you know, we might do some kind of videos in a while. We want to rally up to the point of Fed pivots when stuff is in the economy breaks, which would be where we actually dump with Bitcoin. Well, they already kind of started pivoting, right? But they're still doing this 25%, you know, rates towards the upside. So it's still, you know, people are still very much bearish. I also noticed that as soon as, you know, because people are expecting 100% pivot, right? But as soon as they did this 0.25% move towards upside, increase in hike rates, I've noticed, you know, on some kind of, you know, mainstream forums, Reddit and stuff like that, right? I noticed people became suddenly a little bit more bearish, you know, suddenly were, oh, what about my house? My house is gonna be more, you know, expensive to pay off. How are you guys doing that? Suddenly, you know, the fear kicked in a little bit. And I think the fear in the, you know, in general population is very good for markets, because if they are in fear, they are not buying, right? If they are in fear, they are not buying, so that might be good. Altcoin is gonna dump every time Bitcoin pumps hard or dumps hard. Well, technically, both yes and no. Like over here, altcoins. I want to, you know, pull up the Bitcoin dominant chart and explain this. But Bitcoin was rallying all the way from, you know, 10k to 40k without altcoins rallying, and then it pulled back. And over here, this over here was the big altcoin rally. So Bitcoin did pull, you know, so much, you know, Bitcoin went up so much before it actually pulled back, and the altcoins rallied up here at the very top, right? So when Bitcoin goes into a distribution zone, I would say distribution zone, because you know, the first, you know, up here, and after this pullback up here, the, you know, distribution zone started up here, the first big sell-off, you know, 40k, you know, start up here, you know, this is the distribution zone. Even though this looks like, you know, exact distribution zone at the top up here, this over here indicated start of this sell-off. So as soon as this big sell-off started, altcoin started rallying. You know what? I can show you Bitcoin dominance as well, so you can see that up here. BTC market dominance, new price scale. If it wants to load up, I don't know if it's gonna load up or not, but you know, we're gonna see that. But yeah, market dominance, crypto market here. Why is it not loading up? Let's go to another chart up here. The dominance up here, weekly time frame, and we can add BTC/USD. Doesn't matter. There we go. Right over here. So Bitcoin dominance was climbing up right over here towards this top up here. Right now, this is the Bitcoin chart, right? Exactly the stop. And as soon as this drop came, this over here, this move up here, Bitcoin, the altcoins dropped down a little bit, but Bitcoin price continued towards the upside while the dominance went down. Once dominance goes down while Bitcoin goes towards the upside, you know, it's, you know, altcoin season is in full effect. So altcoin season started right up here. You can see dominance climbing all the way from the bottom down here towards the upside, and over here, you know, at the last move up, you know, the altcoin season started. Now the same thing might happen over here, just a little bit differently, of course, but at one point there will be a bigger sell-off. Maybe it already started over here. Maybe this was indication for the sell-off. Right now, this is, you know, the scam pump, the distribution pump up here. So maybe let's see that on the Bitcoin dominance. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is still going towards upside up here. So Bitcoin dominance has still been climbing up here. Let's add the chart up here. BTC USD up here on the chart. Yeah, so the price of Bitcoin over here from the bottom down here has been going towards the upside, and the dominance as well has been going towards the upside. So everything is following each other right now. So right now Bitcoin is still strong. There is no alt season, unfortunately, but just because there is no alt season does not mean that altcoins cannot pump. Dominance is, dominance is taking into consideration a lot of altcoins, but there are of course altcoins that are outperforming Bitcoin and doing as well as Bitcoin at the same time as Bitcoin is pumping, just not everything. But eventually everything will outperform Bitcoin once Bitcoin hits some kind of tops. We correct down when bears go long. It's strange that the dollar haven't tanked yet. Market is slow to react. I don't know about that. I think it's gonna go down a little bit more. I think we failed to make a new high in the diamond pattern and then drop to 25k. That will be the decision. We will hold it or not. That could be the case. The diamond pattern might be, it's interesting to look at. Did CZ spend billions yet? Not sure about that. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna go do some other stuff. I gotta go, the weights are not gonna lift themselves, and right now we had this blow off top on the flu, so I need to go and lift some weights again. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not bearish just yet. This might pull back down here a little bit, whatever, for whatever reason. But the way I see it right now, dips are still for buying. Dips are still for buying. It looks like some kind of topping out pattern up here. It might pull back. Like it is more probable to pull back than to right now just explode towards upside. It can definitely explode towards upside, but it can the pullback down here. Any live trading this week? Yeah, it just might happen. It just might happen. We're gonna see that. So there is that. Come back tomorrow, same time, same place. We're gonna do more TA on what Bitcoin is doing, guys. I'll see you around. Bye bye. Oh, sorry about that.